Well, brought my alma mater the first half, very disappointed with my team in the first half. But I probably have to blame me. I keep doing this. I think I've done it, Jack, since the first year I coached. I try to do that substitution pattern to make sure I get everybody in the game and get everybody a chance to play. And we had a 9-11-0 lead, and we're playing pretty well. And then that second group went in there with those three freshmen and transferring Schilling, and we looked a little bit like Bad News Bears did for a while. We just kind of put our head down, dribbled the ball. We didn't pass the ball. We didn't move the ball. We didn't guard anybody. And give more than credit. They made some great plays, and a couple guys hit a couple shots, and all of a sudden they hit 3 threes and out of 4. And and then we kind of regrouped at halftime and talked about it. Subbed a little different the second half. And we played better, and they didn't play as well the second half. I thought we got our rebounding back and we got our break going, but we had a lot of work to do. You can see at times we can make shots, but I thought we settled for 3 sometimes. I thought we turned the ball over too much first half, but only ended up with 11, so we had 3 the second half. Rebounded a little better. It was nice that Denzel, I didn't mean to rub it in, but the guy's that close to getting something special, and we talked about it this morning that he's got to look more at being the overall guy. And I thought you look at his stats, he's 6 for 13 and with 10 rebounds and 10 assists, with only 2 turnovers, and 1 was a foolish one. I thought that was a great start for him, and Forbes really started getting in the groove the second half. So we had some work to do with Harris. Remember what I told you the first day? I said shooters are notorious non-defenders. It's like a right. I mean, they're born if they can shoot. I guess they don't guard anybody, and we had that problem early, and came back a little bit, and hopefully, we got to get that ball moving now. They would not have been proud of us today the way I thought we dribbled it. But all in all, I thought Northern played pretty well the first half. So I don't want to take anything away from them, and I think the kid got hurt the second half. That hurt them a little bit. They're not real big, which won't be bad in their league. It's a little worse against us, but that was a tough matchup for us too, because we had centers guarding guards, and a couple times they went around us like water through a tin horn, and that wasn't very good. So all in all, I got something out of it. I think they got something out of it, and we move forward. Question?
Can you talk about Deontay Davis gives you, or what he can give, what you're hoping he gives you? And he showed a bit of an edge a little bit there that surprised me a little bit. Have you seen that?
Me too. That surprised me too. I didn't even talk about Deontay, but Didi, I thought, was as solid and maybe consistent as most guys we had. He was blocking shots. He played with a little emotion, a little excitement. I don't know where that came from, but I'm gonna bottle it and use it. And I don't know what his final stats were as I'm looking here, but 5 for 7, 2 for 3 from the line, 12 points, 1 turnover. Decent job defensively. I thought Didi played pretty well. McQuaid didn't play bad for a freshman, and neither did Kyle, but Didi was definitely the star of that class, and showed you that he can block shots, he can get the ball in the post, he can pass the ball, he rebounded pretty well. But he's still, a little weak, and that's what we're going to continue to work on. But I was pleased with his performance.
One about Javon Best ranked Tom, is that sort of the player you thought you would have last year?
Yeah, he gets 9 rebounds, and he was pretty active, and he gets 11 points. He is shooting the ball better. I didn't think he guarded as well. We did not guard as well as a team, but that's a hard team to guard. You got 3 guys that can really penetrate, and so we need a little more work on that. And I think Javon will be able to do what he did tonight. I think he'll be able to. They'll actually help him. Yeah, he's still not 100% back laterally, and so guarding a guard instead of maybe guarding the normal format, it's a little harder on him tonight. And there's a couple times it hurt him, but another good experience guarding a team like Northern for him. And I think, you know, the job Bill did with his guys was good. They spread the court better than we spread the court. He's gonna be a good coach there. I'm really excited about, you know, my alma mater's chances to get back to the golden era.
Tom, Deontay, when the ref told him to calm down and not be so emotional, I didn't get to see your reaction until it was late, but I mean, if I had told you 2 days ago that he was gonna get reprimanded by the official, you would have told me I was crazy, but your thoughts, I mean, to see that come out of him is something you begged and plotted for to get it this early.
That would have been one technical welcome. And I don't wanna tell Deontay that, but I mean, it really would have been, but, you know, he's gotta learn, but at least he showed some emotion and even talked a couple times in the huddle, so we're making progress here, and he's actually, that was a good start for him. I think you can see where he can cover some ground, he's long, he can do some things that we haven't had a guy be able to do in quite a while. To think that he did some things tonight that even an AP didn't do it to his junior year or something, I think that's gonna be a good start for him.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, we got one here.
Real quick.
Sean over here.
Hey,
Hey, Tom. Yesterday you described Forbes as one of your two definitive starters. I think we probably saw why tonight. No hesitation. Is really anything he did. Could you just talk about what he made?
well, confidence is a killer, and, you know, when you're better physically able to deal with things, I think that gives you some confidence, you know, it's like, you know, how you are yourself, you know, the reason there's milk and mirrors in the weight rooms, you know, so you look at yourself and feel good about yourself, and I think he definitely feels better, a little heavier, a little stronger. He said, first press day, you know, it's nice to see arms instead of middles, other than shoulders, and he's done a heck of a job, and he's a fun kid to coach. You know, frustrating at times because you always wanted to play harder, a little better defense, but he has come a long ways. I'd say that's a very true statement. And those two together, I mean, Zal has the ability to see over things and just find him, and he's one of those guys that runs to the 3-point line, and I think he'll start opening stuff up in the middle too, because they're gonna have to come here, cover him a little bit better, and that is gonna help our inside guys. We still have a couple issues with passing the ball. You know, we gotta find another guard that can make a few passes. I think we did a good job of that, but all in all, I thought, you know, the Brins, the Zells, Deontay, other bigs weren't bad. They just, we got work to do, but I'm telling you, it's been a bizarre time since summer, and this game will really help us getting some film, looking at it, you know, to break it down. We've been playing against each other for what seems like an eternity, and I think this will be good for us. And from what I hear, Ferris is was an NCAA team last year, I think, and so that'll be a step forward, and it'll be better, and so the progression of this could be perfect for us.
Tom, your last second half, what did that do to you, and how much do you show you guys elevated?
Well, you know, they played together pretty well over in Europe. You know, sometimes it depends on the other team's lineup, but this was not a good lineup for those two to play together. But I was amazed. I thought Schilling guarded, who was hurt as Perez. I thought Schilling guarded him better than some of our guards guarded him. Schilling can move his feet, he can do some things. He just sometimes clubs people, you know. He'd have been a good caveman guy, you know. He just kind of carries that club and goes around and clubs people. I mean, and then he looks at the official, my God, I could have called a couple of those. And that's what he's got to work on. But as far as his feet and moving his feet, doing the things he can do, he covers ball screens not better than anybody on our team. He covers ball screens better than most guys anywhere. He's very good at it. He's quick, he's strong. And, you know, I think he too needs some confidence a little bit. You know, he needs to realize sometimes he plays too fast. McQuaid and Kyle did that a little bit tonight at times. Aaron definitely did that. But understand too, Aaron hasn't played in a year and a half. And so, you know, you get out there in front of people for the first time and, you know, we're scoring things lighting up in his eyes. So he'll get better. I thought his improvement in the second half was good.
You're coming out from level aggressive offensively.
Yeah, and then he doesn't shoot that when he's worked on his shooting. He's been in here at 6:30 in the morning every day, and, you know, I told him the home crowd doesn't try to trick you, it's the opposers. When they say 3-2-1, you don't know that it's 3-2-1. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, 3-2-1, shoot the ball, you know, and so Tom, he's making those shots too, so, I have no problem with that, but he has been a little more aggressive, he still can guard anybody. Right now, you know, with him, Zell and Bryn, we're very solid there. As Matt and Aaron, you know, come on, I think, we're gonna have 5-6 guys that we're gonna be able to rotate in there. And that's gonna be good, you know, and remember, we still got Kenny and Marv out. And, so that makes that 4 spot a little bit dicey right now, but Kobe's played well. Kobe's done a good job, so somebody's not gonna play, so it's gonna be, interesting, competition's gonna be fun, you know, it's gonna be, see who earns their spot.
Tom, you had 17 assists and 19 baskets in the second half. You had 9 guys with assists. Is Zell's unselfishness contagious sometimes?
Well, I think it is, and, you know, I was really happy to see, I brought Zell in this morning, he was walking around, I said, come on in my office, I wanted to talk to him about, you know, I know it's your senior year and you put in so much time this summer, and, you know, but try to prove that you're a complete player tonight, and I think he did that. He did not hunt shots, like I thought he missed a couple of good shots for him. He found people, he, for the most part, made it simple. You know, once in a while, it's like a twitch, you know, he's gotta do something a little fancier, but I thought very simple, basic, and Bryn, I can see why Bryn liked him in high school, and those passes are right there. But, and then going in there and rebounding like he did, playing 2 positions isn't easy, he played the point and the 2 and 3, so 3 positions. But, you know, Denzel Valentine's got a chance to be, I think, a great player. You know, he's a Draymond-ish-like player. He plays with his head, he plays with his heart. Winning is important, Michigan State's important. All the things that you want out of a guy, he brings. And if he lets the game come to him, man, he's got a chance to be really, really good this year.
Tom, going back to last week a little bit, when you mentioned that this year's depth in the shooting to the 05 team, just kind of curious, what specifically, like, you know, when you're looking at both teams and you're saying, okay, this is like the 05 team, besides the shooting, I mean, is there a guy that you feel is a Shannon, is there a guy that you feel is a Mo?
Well, it could be Aaron, you know, I said Aaron's gotta learn to play with the lights on now. Last year the lights were off, and he will. I mean, and we were hard on him tonight because he's gotta realize that, you know, where he was, he scored a lot of points, but didn't get the tournament. You know, winning is still the most important thing, and as a lot of NBA guys told me, it's easy to score a lot of points on bad teams. It's harder to score a decent amount of points on very good teams. And I thought the second half he adjusted, you know, pretty well. And I'm not sure what I would have done if I sat out a year and a half and came back. And the first 2 times he got the ball, I think he put his head down. D'Antoni would have loved to have him, you know, as a fullback, maybe even a little skinny, but just put his head down. I said, what are you doing? You know, and we didn't do a very good job of moving the ball, and that was part of the reason. But I think he's going to come on to be in that Shannon and Maurice mold, and you know, I think Zell can do a lot of things like Alan Anderson could do. Some similarities. We have some depth, but some of that depth is freshman depth. And we're gonna have to see how that works out, but I didn't think McQuaid or Kyle looked out of place, you know, but it's easier to look